Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to install Foocus locally on Windows using Miniconda. But before we get into the installation, let me first show you a quick demo of what Foocus can do. Foocus is an AI-powered image generation tool that uses Stable Diffusion models. You can type in any creative prompt, and Foocus will generate stunning images for you in just a few seconds. It also gives you an easy-to-use interface where you can adjust settings, choose different styles, and experiment with various models. Whether you want realistic art, fantasy scenes, or creative concept designs, Foocus makes it all possible right on your own computer. Let's create our first image. You can either type your prompt here, or simply paste it if you already have it copied. In my case, I already have the prompt ready, so I will just paste it and then click the Generate button. Foocus will now generate an image based on the prompt. You can also explore the settings to increase the number of images, or improve the quality of the output. But for this tutorial, I will be using the fastest way of generating the image, because I do not want to waste your precious time. This is the prompt to create a realistic portrait of a young woman. It shows freckles, a red hoodie, and sunlight coming through a window, giving it an ultra-realistic photography style. Okay, the image is ready now. See how detailed the result looks, even though the quality setting was not set to high. Here is the prompt to create a fantasy-themed scene. It generates a medieval castle floating above the clouds with dragons flying around it, and cinematic lighting that gives the whole artwork an epic magical feeling. Alright, the image is ready now. Notice how amazing the details are, even though we are using the fastest generation settings. This is the prompt to create a sci-fi cyberpunk city at night. It has neon lights, flying cars, and rainy streets, making it look like a futuristic concept art straight out of a movie. Look at how vibrant the colors and atmosphere are, even without pushing the quality settings to the maximum. Finally, here is the prompt to create a nature and landscape scene. It generates a peaceful mountain valley with a clear river, surrounded by pine trees, and a golden sunset, giving it a beautiful ultra-realistic look. Okay, the image is ready now. See how natural and detailed the landscape appears, even though the quality option was kept at the lower setting. You can also extend the images using the Input Image option. First, check the box, then select End Paint or Out Paint from the menu. After that, upload an image by clicking here to select it, or simply drag and drop it, just like I have done. Next, choose the sides where you want to extend the image. In my case, I have selected left and right, then press the Generate button. It will take a couple of seconds to create the result. You can also watch the frames as they are being generated in the Output section, which makes the process even more interesting. Okay, the output is ready now. Let's open it and take a look at the result. You can clearly see how detailed the image has been generated, even with the faster settings. Notice the textures, the colors, and the overall sharpness. This shows the power of Foocus in creating high-quality images directly on your computer. You can also upscale an image by selecting the Upscale or Variation tab. Simply drag the image you want to upscale into this section. You will also see options here to set the upscale intensity. Now press the Generate button. This will take a couple of seconds to process. Upscaling helps improve the sharpness and clarity of your image, making it look more detailed and professional. It is especially useful when you want to use the artwork for larger prints or higher resolution projects. Okay, the image is generated now. Take a look at the result. You can see how much sharper and more detailed it looks compared to the original version. The textures are cleaner, the edges are smoother, and overall the image feels much higher in quality. This is the benefit of using the upscale option in Foocus. This was just a quick demo to show you what Foocus is and how powerful it can be. Now let's move on to the installation guide. First, open your browser and type Foocus GitHub repository. From the list of results, select the first option. This will take you directly to the Foocus repository page on GitHub. Foocus is an offline, open-source, free image-generating software based on Gradio, rethinking image generator design. It aims to mimic the simplicity of tools like MidJourney, focusing on prompts and ease of use. Foocus minimizes manual tweaking, making installation to first image faster, with under 3 clicks, and requires only 4 GB of NVIDIA GPU memory. Project status and long-term support. The project is in a limited long-term support state, focusing only on bug fixes. Current functions are considered stable, thanks to extensive effort from maintainer MashB1T. There are no plans right now to adopt new model architectures unless the open source community moves toward a unified method in the future. Features compared with MidJourney. Foocus comes with some really powerful features. Unlike MidJourney, Foocus makes it possible to create high-quality text-to-image results without needing complex parameter tuning. MidJourney often requires more manual adjustments. Foocus processes prompts offline using a built-in GPT system with improved sampling for more reliable and consistent outputs. This means you don't need an internet connection for prompt processing. With Foocus, input image handling is more advanced. You can upscale, generate subtle variations, or apply strong changes to an image with simple controls. Another powerful feature is in painting and outpainting. Foocus uses its own specialized models for these tasks, resulting in more refined edits and seamless image extensions. It also includes direct image prompt integration, along with advanced options like style, quality, repeat count, and aspect ratio. For advanced creators, Foocus supports multiple prompts, prompt weights, embeddings, negative prompts, low ARA inline support, face swap, image description, and many other professional-level tools. This makes Foocus a strong alternative to MidJourney, while still running locally on your computer. Features compared with Leonardo AI. Now let's compare Foocus with Leonardo AI. One of the highlights of Foocus is its built-in prompt magic styling, which gives your prompts extra creativity. You can also adjust advanced graphical options directly in the interface. Foocus gives you deeper control over sampler parameters such as contrast and sharpness, allowing you to fine-tune the final look of your images. It also provides built-in ControlNet style features, letting you guide and structure how the AI generates results. Finally, the image prompt system in Foocus comes with advanced guidance options, offering more control and flexibility than many other platforms. These features make Foocus not just an alternative, but a competitive solution for creators who want the power of Leonardo AI features while keeping everything local and free. Installation Guide. Now let's go through the installation process of Foocus in detail. For this tutorial, we will use Anaconda or Miniconda because it is more reliable and works on both Windows and Linux. Windows installation. There are two ways to install Foocus on Windows. Option 1. Pre-built package. The easiest method is to use the package version. Click the download button from the official GitHub page. After downloading, extract the package using WinRAR or 7-zip. Inside the extracted folder, you will find batch files such as run.bat, run_anime.bat, and run_realistic.bat. Double-click any of these depending on the model style you want, and Foocus will launch. Note, for Windows, the minimum requirement is 16 GB of RAM and at least 6 GB of GPU VRAM. Option 2. Google Colab. If you don't have a powerful GPU, you can run Foocus on Google Colab. This lets you use cloud GPUs without strong hardware. Just open the Colab link, run the notebook, and generate images directly in your browser. Linux installation. For Linux, we will use Anaconda or Miniconda. The steps are: first, clone the Foocus repository with the command git clone. Second, create a new Conda environment to keep dependencies clean. Third, activate the environment using the command conda activate. Fourth, install Foocus dependencies with the provided install command in the README. Finally, run the start command to launch Foocus. Other installation methods are also available. You can use Python virtual environments or native Python. There is support for AMD GPUs on both Windows and Linux with special guides. Foocus also works on Mac, but you must check minimum hardware requirements. And lastly, there is a Docker-based setup available with special instructions for AMD users. Minimum requirements. At the end of the installation section, you will find a minimum requirements table. This explains what hardware is needed for Windows, Linux, and Mac. Make sure your system meets these requirements before starting. Now let's begin the installation process. To install Foocus on your local computer, you need to set up two things first. The first is Git, which allows us to download the Foocus files from GitHub. The second is Miniconda, which we'll use to manage the environment and dependencies. You can also use Anaconda, but Miniconda is lightweight and takes up less space. So in this tutorial, we'll go with Miniconda. To download Miniconda, open a new browser tab and type anaconda.com. This will open the official website of Anaconda. From the top menu, go to the Resources tab, and then select Docs. This will open the documentation page for Anaconda. On this page, under the Popular Pages section, you will see several options such as Getting Started with Miniconda, Anaconda Distribution, Anaconda Navigator Environments and Packages. Here, select Miniconda. This will open the Miniconda documentation where you can find the latest installation links. From those links, click on the one that starts with repo.anaconda.com. That link will take you to a directory containing packages of Miniconda for different operating systems. Since we are using Windows, select the file named Miniconda latest Windows x86_64.exe. Click on it and the download will begin automatically. After downloading the Miniconda setup file successfully, let's move on to the installation process. Go to your Downloads folder and locate the file. Right-click on this file and select Open. This will start the Miniconda 3 Setup Wizard. The Setup Wizard will first display a welcome screen. Simply click on Next to continue. Now, you will see the License Agreement screen. Carefully read through the agreement, and then click on I agree to proceed. The next step will ask you to choose the installation type. You will see two options. Just Me, which installs Miniconda only for the current user. All users, which installs it for every account on this computer. For most cases, especially if your computer is not a shared machine, it is recommended to select Just Me. So, let's select Just Me and click on Next. Now, the setup will ask you for the installation location. By default, it suggests C users your username and Miniconda 3. You can change this installation folder if you prefer, either by typing a different location into the box or by clicking the Browse button. However, for simplicity, it's better to leave it as the default path. Once done, click Next. Here comes the most important screen. Advanced Installation Options. You will see 3 checkboxes here. Let's go through them one by one. Option 1. Add Miniconda 3 to my path environment variable. This option is not selected by default, but I strongly recommend selecting it. Without this, Windows might not recognize the conda command when you try to use it in the command prompt. So, make sure to check this box. Option 2. Register Miniconda 3 as my default Python 3.13. This should also be selected. By doing this, Miniconda will be recognized as the default Python interpreter on your system, which avoids confusion if you have multiple versions of Python installed. Option 3. Clear the package cache after completion. This is optional, but I also recommend selecting it. It ensures that any unnecessary installation files are removed, keeping your system clean. Once you have selected these 3 options, click on the Install button. The installation process will now begin. This may take a few minutes depending on your system's speed. You will see a progress bar while Miniconda is being installed. After the installation completes, you will be taken to the final screen. Simply click Next, then uncheck the options that say Get Started with Anaconda and Welcome to Anaconda. Finally, click Finish. Now let's verify if Miniconda was installed successfully. Open the command prompt. You can do this by pressing the Windows key, typing CMD, and pressing Enter. In the command prompt, type conda version and press Enter. If everything is installed correctly, you should see a version number displayed, such as conda 25.3.1. This confirms that Miniconda is installed and working. However, sometimes you may see an error that says, Conda is not recognized as an internal or external command. If this happens, it means the system path was not set correctly. Don't worry, we can fix this easily by manually adding the path environment variables. Here's how to do it step by step. Go to the folder where Miniconda was installed. By default, it should be C users, your username, Miniconda 3. Inside this folder, look for 2 important subfolders. Scripts folder. Inside the library's bin folder. First, go into the scripts folder. At the top of the File Explorer, click on the address bar and copy the full folder path. Next, open the Start menu and type Environment Variables, then press Enter. A window will appear called System Properties. Click on the button that says Environment Variables. In this new window, you will see 2 sections, User Variables and System Variables. Scroll down in the System Variables section and find the variable called Path. Select it and click on Edit. In the Path Editor, click on New and then paste the folder path for the scripts folder. Press Enter. Now repeat the same process for the bin folder inside the library folder. Copy its path, click New again, and paste it there as well. Once both paths are added, click OK to close the window. Then click OK again to save the changes. Now close the existing command prompt and reopen it. And type conda version. This time, it should work without any error. Adding these paths manually ensures that Windows can recognize the Conda commands properly. Many users skip this step and later face issues, which is why I want to emphasize it. If Conda is not recognized, always make sure to add both the scripts folder and the library bin folder to your system path. And that's it. Miniconda is now fully installed and configured on your machine. After completing the Miniconda installation, the next step is to install Git. To begin, open a new browser tab and type git-scm.com/downloads. This will take you to the official Git download page. On this page, Git automatically detects your operating system. For example, since I am using Windows, the page is showing the option Download for Windows. If you are on Mac or Linux, the site will display the download options for those systems. Now, click on the Download for Windows button. This will take you to a screen where multiple installer options are available. You will see standalone installers, as well as portable versions. For our setup, we will go with the standard option, Git for Windows 64-bit setup. Click on this link, and your browser will start downloading the Git setup file. Once the Git setup file has finished downloading, go to your Downloads folder. Find the Git installer file, right-click on it, and select Open from the menu. A prompt will appear on your screen asking, "Do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device?" Click Yes to continue. The Git installation wizard will now open. On the first screen, click Next. You will then be asked to choose the installation folder or path. For most users, the default option is fine, so simply leave it as it is and click Next. Keep moving forward in the installation wizard, always using the default settings. Each time, just click Next to proceed. Continue clicking Next, Next, Next until you reach the install screen. Now, click the Install button. The installation will begin, and it should only take a few seconds to complete. Once finished, you will see the final screen. Uncheck the box that says View Release Notes, and then click the Finish button. Next, let's verify that Git is installed correctly. Press the Windows key, type CMD, and open the command prompt. Inside the command prompt, type the command git-version. If everything went well, you will see the installed version of Git displayed. For example, on my computer, it shows Git version 2.51.0.Windows. This confirms that Git has been successfully installed on your computer. Now that Git and Conda have been successfully installed on our machine, the next step is to download the project code from GitHub. First, open the GitHub repository for Foocus. On the main page, you will see a green button labeled Code. Click on this button, and a small pop-up will appear. Here, you will see the GitHub repository URL, as well as an option to download the repository as a zip file. You can use the zip option to download and extract the code, but we highly recommend using the GitHub URL instead. This method makes it much easier to update the code in the future if the repository receives any changes. So, click on Copy URL to Clipboard to copy the repository link. Next, go to the folder where you want to download the GitHub code. For example, in my case, I am using the D drive, inside a folder named AI Tool Guide. Open this folder. Then click on the address bar at the top. Type CMD and press Enter. This will directly open the command prompt in that folder, so you don't need to manually navigate through the command line. Now in the command prompt, type git clone, and then paste the repository URL you just copied. You can paste by right-clicking, or by pressing Ctrl+V. After pasting, press Enter. The code will begin downloading into the folder. Once the download is complete, go back to the GitHub repository page. Scroll down to the installation section for Linux using Conda. You will find a list of commands here. The first command is the same one we already used to clone the repository. The second command will help you move into the repository folder from the command prompt. Copy that command, paste it into the command prompt, and press Enter. Then, return to the GitHub page and copy the next command. Go back to the command prompt and paste the command, then press Enter. This command will create a new Conda environment for Foocus, and it will also install all the required packages inside that environment. These packages are necessary for running Foocus locally on your system. Now that the Conda environment has been created, the next step is to activate it. To do this, type the command Conda activate Foocus and press Enter. If you don't want to type it manually, you can simply go back to the GitHub repository, Copy the command from there and paste it into the command prompt. Once the command is executed, Conda will activate the environment. You can confirm that the environment is active by looking at the path shown in the command prompt. When Conda is activated, you will notice the environment name displayed inside parentheses at the beginning of the line. This indicates that the Foocus environment is active and ready for use. Now, go back to the Foocus GitHub repository and locate the installation section. There, you will find a command that looks like this: pip install -r requirements_versions.txt. Copy this command, then return to your command prompt where the Foocus Conda environment is already activated. Paste the command and press enter. This will install all the necessary dependencies listed in the requirements_versions.txt file. These dependencies include all the Python libraries and packages that Foocus needs in order to run smoothly on your system. Once the installation finishes, Foocus will have all of its required components properly set up inside the Conda environment. We will use the automatic method to download the models. First, close the existing command prompt window. Then, go to the Foocus repository folder on your computer. Inside this folder, click on the address bar at the top, type cmd, and press enter. This will open a new command prompt directly at the Foocus folder path. Now, go to the GitHub repository and copy the commands for automatic model download. The first command is conda activate Foocus. Paste this into the command prompt and press enter. This will activate the Foocus Conda environment. Next, copy the second command. Paste it into the command prompt and press enter. This command will start the Foocus launcher. The launcher will automatically check for the required models. The downloading may take some time depending on your internet speed, because the models are usually large files, sometimes several gigabytes. Once the download finishes, Foocus will set up everything needed for you to run it. After this step, Foocus is ready. The next time you run the same command, it will open the Foocus application directly in your web browser where you can start using it. If you encounter the error that says, Torch not compiled with CUDA enabled, it means that the Torch version currently installed in your environment is not compatible with your NVIDIA GPU. To fix this, we will first uninstall the existing Torch, Torch Vision, and Torch Audio packages. Copy this command, paste it in your command prompt, and press enter. While uninstalling, you might see an error that says access denied. This usually happens because the command prompt is not running as administrator. To fix this, close the current command prompt window and open a new one with administrator rights. Here's how you can do it. Go to the Windows Start menu and type cmd. Now, right-click on command prompt and choose Run as Administrator. A pop-up will appear asking, do you want to allow this app to make changes? Click Yes. Now, let's navigate back to the Foocus repository folder. First, type D: and press enter to switch to the D drive. Then, type CD followed by a space. Go to your File Explorer, copy the full path of the Foocus repository from the address bar, and paste it here after CD. Press enter. This will take you directly into the Foocus folder. Next, activate your Conda environment by typing conda activate Foocus. Once the environment is active, copy the uninstall command and paste it into the command prompt. Press enter, and this will completely remove Torch, Torch Vision, and Torch Audio from this environment with your NVIDIA graphics card. Now, copy the following command and paste it into the command prompt. This command installs Torch and Torch Audio with CUDA 12.4 support, which matches the latest PyTorch build compatible with modern NVIDIA drivers. After running this command, Torch and Torch Audio will be correctly installed with GPU acceleration enabled, ensuring Foocus can now run smoothly on your system. Now let's move on to launching the Foocus tool. Go back to the GitHub repository and copy the command. Make sure you already have the Foocus environment activated in your command prompt. Once you're inside the environment, paste the command there. After pressing enter, this will start Foocus and launch the tool. Great, we have successfully installed Foocus on our system. It's now running on the local IP with port 7865. This is the Gradio user interface of Foocus. Here you can generate images by entering prompts, adjust settings like image size and style, and manage models. It's simple and user-friendly, so you can control everything without using complex commands. That's it for this tutorial. If this video helped you, please like, share, and subscribe. Every single subscription really helps me, and I need at least 1,000 subscribers to start earning from YouTube. If you'd like to support me further, you can also buy me a Ko-fi through the link in the description.